3, 2, and 1. Hey, hello everybody. This is Gabriel with Stress Relief for Teachers, and I'm happy to be here today to, to talk to teachers, educators, extraordinary people, worldwide on one of the biggest issues that we have on the planet. So let me start again and say hello because it looks like the live just came on. So hello again to all teachers, educators, extraordinary people worldwide. So my name is Gabriel, and I have a community on Facebook called Stress Relief for Teachers. It's pretty much for everybody. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I am providing content and I am providing solutions for people who are stressed out. And I just recently finally got my certification as an EFT, which is Emotional Freedom Tapping practitioner, master practitioner. And I wanted to share with you some solutions. Well, one particular solution, to start you off and to keep it in the community here, in the group, so that you can always revisit it in the event that you need to release your stress and alleviate yourself from all this burden that we have because of COVID, because of everything else. So here's an interesting fact. The APA, the American Psychological Association of America, put out a report saying that 77% of Americans are under stress, under some major duress. And this has been increasing from the previous couple of years, and it just continues to get worse for people. And this stress causes what's called the broken heart syndrome. And for many of you, this is a real thing, and please look it up because this is based on facts. Broken heart syndrome, which is stress related, creates the offspring of other related illnesses that we manifest because of all this stress. Things like, cancer, or like say anxiety or depression. It'll create things like phobias or panic attacks or anxieties, doubt, overwhelm. And we try to manage this the best we can, but quite frankly, the medical profession, and they're going to be a little pissed off at me for this one, but I personally believe that they just want to keep people all stressed out. And, one of the biggest medications that they provide people is Prozac. And I got to tell you, Prozac is a placebo, which means it's water-based, sugar-based. It means nothing. And the only reason why it has high effect and one of the number one sellers of medications is because we tend to want to believe right away that it's going to help us out. But you don't have to take those medications, especially if you're having, let's say issues like anxiety or depression, anger, anything that's stress related, 98% of it can be resolved, eliminated, based on emotional freedom tapping. And I want to provide this community with an opportunity to understand that and continue to understand that and practice this freely, because I can provide you with this information, and I am providing you with this information for the very purpose of being able to go ahead and alleviate yourself, and if anything, eliminate, totally eliminate, what is your stress. So I put out a poll that I would really be interested in people answering. What other stress-related solutions do you want to know about? I particularly handle anxiety, anger, physical pain, depression, panic attacks, and all using EFT, which is non-invasive. So today I want to provide you with let's call it an example of how to use EFT to help yourself out. Okay, and I've been doing this now since last year. I've been talking to the teacher community. I've been trying to help the teacher community. So I want to be able to really just focus and just hunker down on stress and how to eliminate it entirely from your life. And it all comes down to one thing: believing that you can get rid of this stress. Okay? So EFT, tapping, it's all about your energy. It's all about your your energy points. And there's 9 basic energy points that we can tap to release all this energy. And the most common, if anything, the most used recipe, let's call it rhythm or algorithm, to relieve one's stress. Okay, I'm going to show it to you today. And it's going to be here in the community for you to use, revisit as many times as you have to. And of course, you can always communicate with me directly so that I can answer more questions for you and help you out. Now keep in mind that EFT is not just tapping on your meridians, okay? It is also based on having a conversation about what is causing you some stress. So I always start things off with my clients with a heart activation breathing meditation, which takes about 3 to 4 minutes, to help you relax, to help you get, into a very unnerving, state of mind. One that you feel good rapport with and trust in me as we're having this conversation. And once we're done with this heart activation breathing, okay, meditation exercise, then we go into the conversation up to what is causing you stress. And usually it could be something as simple as, let's say, anxiety. So let's use today's example for anxiety, okay? Now, in order to start this, what you want to do is you want to be able to rate the intensity of your anxiety on a scale from -10 to 0. -10 being extreme and 0 being good, neutral, and everything in between. So once you rate that, okay, you want to be able to start to, tap your points. I'm going to show you the points first, and then we can do them together. All right? Now the points are the top of the head, corner of the eyebrow, corner of the eye, under the eye, the lip, inner lip, right here, between the teeth and the chin. And then we have the collarbone, we have under the arms, and then we have your fingers. The outer edge, right where the nail ends, that's where your tapping point is, okay, and the inside of your thumb. And then we do what's called the side of the arm, or the karate chop point, which is right here, which is usually halfway down the knuckle, right around here, and this is where you tap. Now, in order to get great benefit, from this tapping exercise to relieve your anxiety, you want to be able to start off with a statement that addresses this particular anxiety, this particular stress. And it always goes something like this. Even though I feel anxious, I have anxiety, I deeply and profoundly love myself. Even though I feel stress, I deeply and profoundly love myself. And one more time, even though I feel stress, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. And then you go to your tapping points. And normally the best way, I use this method, is 2 fingers. A lot of people cross the fingers like this. Some people use the whole 4 fingers. You don't need more than that. And you tap 5 to 7 times as you repeat now the same statement, but in a short form. And the short form is just stress or anxiety. So you do this. Anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. 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 Anxiety, anxiety, and anxiety. Anxiety, 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 anxiety. Anxiety, 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 anxiety. And now you take a breather. Oops, I'm sorry. And one more time. About 15 to 20 times on your karate chop point. Anxiety, and anxiety, and anxiety. take a breath and you relax. And as we do this, you want to be able to wrap up your tapping by doing what's called the Gamut, 9-point Gamut Series. And this is done by tapping on your gamut point, just right here between the pinky and the forefinger, or the ring finger. Right in between, halfway down, you're going to feel that spot. And you want to start tapping this with your eyes open. And then you want to close your eyes. And then you want to open your eyes again. And then you want to now look down and left. Get centered again, look down and right. Get centered in that. Now you want to go clockwise, roll your eyes. And then you want to do it again, counterclockwise. And now you want to hum Happy Birthday. And now what we're going to do is we're going to count 1 through 5 out loud. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. And now we're going to count backwards. 5, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000. And now we're going to hum Happy Birthday again. And stop. And now you just take a breather. And what you've done at this point is you have rechanneled your energy blockages in your body. Some people experience things like tingling sensations. Some people get emotional. Others feel great. But you will feel a difference. And based on that difference, now you're going to rate that intensity again. And this is an exercise that you can do non-evasively, you can do by yourself, and if you need help, you can always contact me. Because there are also specific tapping algorithms for anxiety, anger, physical pain, depression, trauma, OCD that I work with as well. So I would like you to take an opportunity to review this, tap your stress away, relieve all that anxiety, and please let me know if you have any comments, any questions, if you have anything that you want to talk about, you can reach me out, okay? This video in particular will be in, the guidance tab of the community, and I'd be more than happy to answer any other questions that you have when you do have them. So I want to thank you. The poll is there for you to tell me what else you need help with. And I look forward to helping you relieve all that anxiety and all that stress that's causing you to have broken heart syndrome. So do not let that, overwhelm you. You can control that and you can eliminate all those problems immediately just by rechanneling all this energy the right way. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to hearing from you. You guys have a great day. Take care.